Good morning, guys. How are we doing? Good morning. Yeah, I know, because it was like a good session. Good morning, Yap. Always the first one. The man, Uni, Peter, Chris, Jason, brother, Victor. Hello, hello, hello. Morning. How was the weekend? It's been a long time. Like last stream of mine was Thursday last week, if I'm not wrong. So it's been a long time. Okay, let's go over the chart. Where are we? Where were you yesterday? So it basically was um, bank holiday in London. And even though I'm not in London, like we decided that we should just keep the bank holidays during London, like the London bank holiday. So, um, but it was a great session. I think like I checked it from the phone because I was away. Um, but I think it was a great session. But yeah, this week, like so far, for the rest of the week, is gonna be in Oruro. So I'm gonna be here for the rest of the week. Good morning, Andres. So let's see. Let's start with top-down analysis here on NQ and the different assets. On the daily chart, it keeps going like the same way we've been like reading the daily chart. We are at all-time highs. And I always say it when we are doing all-time highs. I think the wisest thing to do is to just flow with the trend and try not to force short setups that much, trying to catch the the move, like the reversal. Like here, you would have you could have been induced into think that we might go lower, sweeping previous day's high, whatever. Here also, here forming a possible swing, but the market keeps going higher. So I think it's going to be really hard to actually top, like time the top here. So that's why I keep thinking we need to flow with the trend here. So far, what do we have here in the daily? One fair value gap here on the daily. We are quite far away from it. Fair value gap, and looks like we open bullish to the upside. So I guess it's safe to say that like we don't have like a big drop or something. But you love shorts, I know. Shorts, I think we can frame both sides like intraday. It just it's just knowing that probably most of the setups that are going to work are going to be like statistically, because if we are in an upside trend, statistically, most of the setups that are going to work out are going to be more long setups than short. Um, so yeah, as I was saying, maybe looking for previous day high for now. I don't know how far it is. We're gonna check now in the lower time frame, but maybe a push higher into previous day high, then going back lower maybe. Welcome. Good morning, Lynn. But yeah, so far the daily doesn't tell me much. Like we're inside like an inside bar between previous day daily candles. So not much to see or to take from it for now. 4 hour, we tapped into this 4 hour gap. Where is it? What is it? Here. We tapped into this 4 hour gap and we are moving higher. I'm sure previous day high, obviously, it's going to be aligning here with, let me check session labels. Asia high is gone. So yeah, maybe we are going for previous day high. I mean, that's the immediate draw that I kind of think about after tapping into this 4 hour gap and starting moving higher. Besides this fair value gap, there's nothing here on the upside. Like there's no 4 hour bearish fair value gap or anything. So there's nothing for me to think that we are going lower from here on the 4 hour at least. On the 1 hour, we swept this previous, I don't know if we actually did sweep this previous hourly low. I think so. We're gonna check in the lower time frame, but fair value gaps are lower. We just completely reversed this big 1 hour gap to the downside. So again, also on the 1 hour, we don't have anything to like frame something of the shorts. So I guess my best bets would be to just look for longs towards previous day high, and then up here maybe look for short. Good morning, Ed. Are you in Barcelona? 15 minute, pretty much the same. We actually did sweep here this low, so we swept previous hourly, previous 15 low, and started moving higher. And kind of the same, like we don't have anything here that's telling us where's the draw on liquidity. So for me, actually right now, checking like all of the time frames, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, so far, it's looking like we might go to previous day high. That is like the 27,966. That's at least what I want to think of, like checking the different time frames. Like nothing's telling me that we might get a reversal from here. Like there's nothing high time frame. Oh fuck, didn't know. So yeah, nothing's telling me that we might go. Like there's nothing high time frame for me to tell that we're. In case now that we create some sort of swing formation, that maybe now at the open we see previous 1 hour high and then we start moving lower, that would be the only thing. But high time frame, like fair value gaps, swing highs, swing lows on the higher time frame, nothing's telling me that we are going lower. That's why maybe I'm gonna look for longs here rather than shorts. Different assets, crude oil. What's crude oil also doing? We swept we swept Asia high and started moving lower. 4 hour on crude oil. Let me check. No 4 hour value gaps. The crude oil looks like a little bit more bearish than bullish here, in my opinion. So that also supports the idea of maybe entry going higher. And gold. Good morning. And gold, we just swept this low over here. We might start looking to go higher in the 4 hour. We bounced off of this hourly, so 15. Yeah, I think gold can go higher. We keep closing above Asia high. But again, my focus right now, like all of the assets that we just saw, the focus right now is NQ. Checking the session, the thing is, do we have anything here? We have a 15-minute gap that we can confirm here with the opening. So maybe I tap into the 15-minute gap and then continue going higher, like something like this. Good morning, Alex. Something like this, maybe. We had a strong closure above Asia right now, so credit sweep, that's 15 and 1 hour, 15, 1 hour, need to sweep. And yeah, maybe that's the plan. Just waiting for this 15-minute gap to get tapped. 10-minute gap. And look for a continuation higher. Okay, here we have the open. Move this since we don't need the labels anymore. Here we had like a great setup here for a move higher after the sweep of the previous hourly and previous 15. That was a clean trade. That we I was checking before the stream and I saw this happen, but I didn't manage to get a tap into it, so no entry. Wow, it's gonna keep going higher. What is ES doing? Let me check. Both moving. That sweep wasn't that clear. Um, to be honest, I don't think we actually need like a strong sweep as long as we take the low and then we have displacement. I think the most important thing here wouldn't be the most important thing here is this candle. See how quick it moves towards. Like when we have these strong moves, looks like a really manipulation move. If you can say it that way. Good morning, Anubis. So this followed by displacement after tapping the low, like this strong movement through the breaker. That's the part, the good part for me. So let me show you one thing. I'm gonna do one thing. I don't know if I should do this or not, but I'm gonna show you one thing that I said that I was building. Good morning. Good morning. Check, Andres. We built. Okay, I don't know if I should show it or not, but I've been building a tool for the unicorn model. I'm gonna show it just quick because it's not done yet. It's not fully done to be released yet, but it's just basically an indicator for the unicorn model. See how clean this trade was based off the indicator. Like we swept this previous swing, open, high, low, close, whatever. It printed the unicorn and it went higher. And this was by using the invalidation on the low, not like the breaker itself. And it still gave to R. Okay, I'm going to turn it off because I don't want to show too much, but that's the tool that I'm building. It's basically tracking the same way that we are tracking here on stream, whatever, how the unicorn or the breaker forms. And it just plotted based on like different rules. And so far it's been amazing. Like it's working really, really nice. Paid one, right? Yeah. Sadly, it's going to be paid one. Um, it's not going to be expensive, I can tell you. Also because of like things that are like, I'm not going to be able to tell anyone how the stats from the indicator are, like how good the stats are if you were to take all of the setups that the indicator is showing. But I can already tell you they're insane. When it would be available, we are trying to aim for the end of month. Like we're still fixing some bugs, creating the resources for everyone to understand how to use it, and yeah, create all of the resources for it so everyone can like take the maximum out of it. But we are looking towards the end of the month. And again, this is something that I don't know if I should have shown or not. It's like we're still working, like if we've been working on this thing for months now. Good morning, Andrew. Happy to see you around. Which indicator? It's one that we are building. So far, it's not like public or released yet. Uh, it follows like the basic. It just uh, it's not something extremely, how can I say, extremely like new. It's you could plot the same thing by yourself, like drawing. The only thing is that it works the way you don't have like to draw anything or pay attention to anything. It just basically looks for liquidity sources that you can customize, and then based on the liquidity sources that you like added to the settings, whenever we have a liquidity sweep of that specific liquidity source, and then we form a breaker plus a fair value gap, it starts plotting your trade. It basically plots trades based on the Unicore model. And we're working on the resources for it. Like we're building a website with like a mini course to understand the model, with like different resources to understand how the indicator is working, the different settings and everything. I think it's going to be really cool. And the price tag is going to be, I'm not going to say cheap, but I think it's going to be fair. Anyway, let's keep watching the charts. I don't want to do the stream based on the indicator. Good morning, brother. Exactly. Yeah. I know. Like that was my main idea with it. Like I wanted to, of course you can draw the same thing, but again, it's gonna have like alerts. Like you're gonna have alerts, so you're gonna be able to just be on the go and wait for the alerts to pop off like your phone or whatever, whenever you have like a possible setup forming, whenever it confirm. And being honest, like the last thing I'm gonna say about it, and being honest and checking what like they're basically in the market right now about breaker blocks and the unicorn, um, there's nothing like it so far that you can get off. Okay, so far we keep pushing higher. Sadly, the trade was lower here. Did CL form something lower that I can take off? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. What's my gold bias? To be honest, I see gold going higher. Like we got a strong closure above Asia high here after tapping this hourly imbalance at midnight, 4 hour, nothing much. And then 15-minute, we closed above Asia high. So I think gold is heading higher. Let's see if we can get towards this high again. That's something with a fair value gap, like an old fair value gap. But for me, gold is going higher. I really wanted to put way into the 15-minute first presented. Yeah, I know. Same. That was basically my whole idea here, to just wait for this 15-minute gap and move higher. I mean, we have like we're forming a small fair value gap here also on the 15. So maybe we can still like bounce off of this fair value gap later, like on the new 15-minute candle. Uh, Crude oil. I mean, crude oil looks like a short. I'm not gonna lie. The drawn liquidity, though, I don't see where I can frame it towards to Maybe this, I don't know. It's gonna likely retrace and provide an entry before 4 a.m. I wish, to be honest, I really wish that happens. It looks strong. It looks really strong here to the upside so far. Did I trade yesterday? I catch a short during London. See if I can find it. This it was this short here. It was this and this and this and this. So I basically catch this short towards minus up. It was this short here at 345. We took this high, we start moving lower. Here I opened, got filled, and basically did twire really, really quick. You guys trade yesterday, like New York, London? Yeah, New York was choppy as. I'm actually really thinking of getting this short on crude oil. It's gonna be late because I thought too much about it. That was a high. Short towards this. Oh shit. Like I was actually not in my desk. I opened up the phone, like trading view on the phone, and I don't know why I just saw the 15-minute sweep on the like I just saw the sweep and I said, okay, fuck it. I'm gonna go for it. I just set the limit, completely forget about the trade. I was on a car, um, and like in a car and in like 5-10 minutes the trade went to take profit. It was a quick one. Yeah, let's see if we can open like a new 15-minute candle and move towards at least one of these 15-minute gaps so I can frame something higher. Crude oil. Okay, in a 15-minute open. Let me check yes here. Yes, looks like a bit weaker, right? I know they pretty much look the same. Wow, are we gonna have like a complete bullish London session? Opportunity to go in, I guess. Yep. And if this runs to previous day high, like without giving us like a possible like retracement to get an entry, it's gonna be sad. Really, really sad. Crude oil is still holding this. Like I'm not too convinced on the idea of the crude oil, like the short on crude oil. Yeah, I mean, previous London, like this 940 is the first high, so that will be the first draw. Maybe we can get a retracement over there. But BWAP is working really nice. I've been like checking it lately a bit. It is something that I used like a years ago, and I saw so many people using it, and it actually works really nice. Like finding setups around like the BWAP levels. I don't know why it feels like it wants to go, but I don't know if it's just the market is so strong right now to the upside that it's like taking gauges for a bounce to form. Good thing we don't have swing like we didn't take so far the previous 15-minute high. So I'm in a small short. Oh, you cannot hold yourself into catching a short. Yeah, I know, Dylan. I really need to like explore more like the synergies that I can get out of the BWAP and like the way I trade already. But yeah, I feel you. Like I agree with you. Wow. recovering the whole thing. I think we tapped into 5 minute gap here, like a really small one. See, yeah, we tapped into this small fair value gap, really, really small one on the 5 minute. Crude oil, I think this is gonna play out. This break is gonna play out. I really think so. Wow, it's gonna be really hard to follow through this. What's with gold? Going on with gold, going higher so far still. Gold also. Work out the take profit that I would have short. um, to water. But do you use the standard deviation just for the breaker, like based on the breaker, or like the whole manipulation leg? It's a shame that the seconds chart during London, they're like a bit of a mess because I really like to trade also the 15 and 30-second chart. Maybe a nice 4 hour push into bullish POI would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. Because I would be mad also if we just keep going higher for the whole session, having like the long bias, and not being able to get anything, like position. Maybe we don't even need to wait for 4 a.m. Okay, let's see if we can get. I preferably would like to get this 15-minute gap here. But like if we just tap into this small one, I think we can work something out from this one. Like if we can get lower on the 1 minute, like here, tap into the 15-minute gap, we have this smooth edges, like relative equal highs here. So we can form something down here. Oh, it's an ugly chart, but whatever. If we can trade something like this towards this highs based off on one of these 15-minute gaps, that would be crazy good. Like it would make so much sense if we want from here to attack, like over this high straight away. Got out my short, damn, almost smoked. I mean, I'm happy that it's just almost and not smoked, completely smoked. And we're 82 people here. Hello to everyone, and 63 on X. Soon we're gonna get like we're gonna have 100 of you guys here watching London session. It's gonna be crazy. Okay, let's see if we can keep going lower now that uni is out of the short. He's done FOMO. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. Good morning, Isam. Isam. Apuba would be nice for lungs. Yeah. Looks like we're gonna get it. I think we're gonna get it. He jinxed it. I know. I always do this. It's a constant thing with London. Whenever I want something during London, it just gives me the opposite thing. We have to believe. I can already smell the trade. I can already see the trade that we're gonna take. exactly. It wouldn't be fun otherwise. If it's not like toxic in some sort of way, it wouldn't be fun. I see what kind of man you are, Juno. Wow, it's gonna take ages. Okay, thank God we didn't take like I didn't take anything on Kuro because Jesus. Wow. BDS take anything? No. Wow, I completely jinxed it. We're now just still waiting for this 15-minute tap. If we can continue going higher from here, I can already tell it's gonna be really boring. What did I have for lunch? Believe it or not, nothing yet. I woke up really like I was really tired last night. I stayed like a bit late working, so I just woke up like 1 hour away, like 1 hour for the stream until the stream, and I didn't have time to go anywhere. I guess I'm gonna go after the stream. I don't know what I'm like. What's the mood today on the lunch? What should I get? I don't know, Thai food, rice with chicken. True, true. Like every day. Like every day is just rice with something. Chicken, pork. Is that a 3 minute breaker entry for sale? Let me check if we can. I guess you could use this one. The only thing is this sweep for me is not just, it's not enough. Like you could use this, I guess you're looking at this candle here at the in the 3 minute. It's very clear. But again, this small sweep here, I don't think it's just enough for me. Like if I really wanted to see a short here, I would love to see this 15-minute high being taken like this one, form a swing and then go lower. That would be my entry. It is working, so I'm not gonna say anything, but it is technically it is. The bearish candle at the left, this one on the 3 minute, like this. Because if you're talking about this one, it is not. I just take my protein oats every morning. Just in my orders. Then I'm loading. Oh, this one I don't think it should. It would be a breaker. Because like for it to be a breaker, you would need this move to sweep. Shit. This move to sweep this high and then go lower. Then you have the liquidity sweep on this high. So based on the move that takes liquidity, you go back, downside candle, that's the breaker. But for now, in this move, the only breaker on the 3 minute would be this one that we have marked out here, based on this liquidity sweep. And again, this liquidity sweep is not like significant enough, in my opinion, for us to use it as a breaker. See, now we swept the previous 50-minute high and whatever, like we're pushing. But now the breaker on the 3 minute would be this right over here. I don't know where, like, why this push higher, like out of nowhere, I guess. Rather without us, yes. You're welcome, bro. Like, any question is welcome. Wow. Maybe we go lower now. We disrespect that bearish OP. Ah, yes. But the thing is, I don't want to look for shorts. Like, the market looks really strong for me to look for shorts, even though now we move lower, you know. This is a really small breaker here. But again, yeah, I don't want to look for shorts. Gold, same thing as in Q, it keeps pushing higher, not that strong, but it keeps moving higher, and crude oil moving lower as expected. I mean, not as expected. Damn, that would have, like if I took this trade, I think it would have gotten me out to the tick on this breaker stop loss here. You know, do you look at Forex? I don't. I used to check Euro futures, um, but not Forex. Like I have some of the pairs, like I think I have Euro USD, but yeah, I traded more like this. Maybe this is a long 1 hour, 4 hours. We tapped into 4 hour gap here on Euro futures. Here, 10 minute breaker. Iraq slashes all prices for buyers willing to transit over most. Like we had like a great market, like a few days. The market was great without like any war news and everything. And now all of a sudden we have news again. Do you know what your ROI is it with platform? What do you mean by platform? Like platforms? Oh yeah, prop firms. So on my overall like earnings out of prop firms, I think Apex is going to be the first one where easily it represents 60, 60 something percent of my total gains out of prop firms. Just because of the fact that you can trade so many different accounts at once. And I had a great run with them before getting banned. Then it would be my funded futures, I guess, because I had like great runs with some of the accounts going for good payouts with them. Then it would be TradeFi, because I don't know if TradeFi would be above my funded futures or not. I should check, but I think it's my funded futures, then TradeFi, then Top Step, and then Lucid. Lucid because I've been trying, like I I tried with Lucid like many different accounts. I did not went like too hard on like prop firms for the past months. Um, so I didn't like have the chance or like the willingness to go heavy on prop firms the past month. So Lucid has become one of the main prop firms right now for the last months, and I didn't like take the time to actually go all in on it. Apex website looks like yeah, I know. Like overall, Apex looks like really as a really like I don't know. It feels completely off comparing to different platforms that they care so much about the aesthetic. To be honest, Uni, it's been a long time since I did not check the Apex dashboard. From time to time, I log in just to see if I got unbanned for like some reason, but I don't. Like I don't get unbanned. How do they pay out? They pay out really. I mean, they pay out fast. I remember the first payout took a little bit more, but the coming ones, at least for me, when I was training with them, they paid via plane. That was like Rise, something like this, and the money was getting to me really quick. Luckily, I never had to go through the video checking. I had to send them an email, like breaking down my strategy, and also I had to send for like I don't know how many trading days. Um, Pictures of the trades that I took and why I took them, but I didn't have to go through the video checking. It was all via email. Good thing to do. Like if I somewhat like somehow get them banned on Apex, I'm gonna trade them. Like I'm gonna trade again with them. Just because of the fact that you can get so many accounts. Like doing the same work you would do with like 5 accounts, you can do it with 20. Has daily reversed? I don't think so. I think we are really high up. I heard from sources that you will get unbanned, bro. Tell your source to unban me, please. Because they didn't even like tell me to go live with them or anything like this. And my return on investment with them like is high. Check DM, bro, Alex. You're gonna make me happy today. 15-minute breaker. Damn, that's good news, Alex. Thank you. I didn't know. Look for short scalp. If we invest with 5 minute and form a breaker, a 5 minute form a breaker. Let me check. Yeah, I guess we could try this 5 minute breaker. The thing is, I'm really feeling so bullish that I don't know if I want to take this short. It's my bullish bias, you know. Did I spill the tea? You did. You did. Despite myself and stopping in the least market does not want to break lower. That's the thing. Like, I don't know how we're doing all-time highs over and over. It's just crazy. Imagine if we didn't have the war. I mean, for like this breaker, like I guess you can consider this breaker a good one. The 5 minute. If you don't like money, you short. Exactly. Like right now, I'm not. I'm not like feeling towards shorts. I really prefer to just wait for a 15-minute gap and see if we bounce there. I guess Uni is gonna take this short, right? If you are not short already. I mean, we have an hourly gap here that we might be forming. I've learned my lesson. Okay. Yes, I was saying, if we maybe 4 a.m. we can create this 1 hour fair value gap, and 4 a.m. move lower, take the previous hourly low into the hourly fair value gap, and then move higher. That would be really nice. 'Em. I guess the play here is just to wait for 4 a.m. and see if 4 a.m. can gives us something, or we continue higher without like anything to trade. Ten minutes to go until the hourly. The truth is, we might form a swing lower. I mean, possible. Please take short. I mean, I wouldn't want to take it short, to be honest. That close to 4 a.m., that close to forming an hourly fair value gap. Like I get that the short like has its logic behind. Yeah, I know the hourly so far looks scary, but to be honest, if we somehow close above previous hourly low and we still go lower, tap into the fair value gap, and we move higher. Like I think this is just because like we had news and whatever, and we had a big push, and now more often than not, we just retrace most of the of the news, like news-driven candles, and it just looks ugly because we had a great, like a quick push at the end of this hourly candle. Now we are retracing this whole of. How long have you been working with Kane, Bray, and Alex now? It's going to 3 years now. Like I've known Alex for three years or something like this, and working with the lab pretty much since the start. Like I joined the lab after a few months of launching. So yeah, 2 years. Short now. So everyone that's short is taking this breaker. Like what's the entry that you guys are looking for? Like for me, I might think exactly that's true. Like it's just again, I think everything this portion of this hourly candle is just complete news driven. Um, and again, I get it. Like this short, like it looks like it has a logic behind, and it could make sense. But based on like the analysis that I made at the start of the stream, I really feel like the price is going into previous day highs here. So previous day high. Exactly. I mean, anyone has to stick to their own plan. Like if someone had the idea that we have to go lower, even though you're watching the stream and that person streaming is saying otherwise, like complete opposite to what you're thinking of, you have to really believe on your idea. I really think that's the only way to becoming a good trader, like building conviction into your own ideas. Now this 5-minute breakers confirm basically that we close below slightly, but we close below. We're gonna approach the 15-minute gaps that we had marked out. The small first one. And boom. We have the 15-minute gap here. Get rid of this. 4 minutes until the 4 a.m. open. The winning process of a trader. Learn the technique, backtest, if good prefers execute. Perfect. Check live versus backtest. Is success money not begin to understand what's wrong or change strategy? You're completely right. Once you have something that you know it works, it's just a matter of managing your emotions and your psychological aspect so you can keep repeating the same process without messing it up. Okay, for minutes, we want to see what the open does. I don't know why I feel it's going to open to the upside. We're not even going to tap the 1 hour gap. That's the vibe that it's giving me. I don't know why. Crude oil went higher now. I guess this is going to be our last shot of forming a trade idea here with 4 a.m. One more minute. 30 seconds until 4 a.m. Let's see. Yeah, I like the 1 hour close. 10 seconds. If we can get a tap on the hourly, that would be perfect. If we start moving higher from here, I don't know. Yeah, best moment to just go do anything else because like if the market is not providing anything clear, Not a strong, not a strong open here also. I mean, we had a good enough, like a strong enough open at 3 a.m. So usually this happens. Like I think we've mentioned it quite a few times now. If 3 a.m. has a good open, like a strong open, either way, 4 a.m. usually either way, 4 a.m. then just doesn't provide that much. Now the question is, do I want to, like, if we don't go tap into the 1 hour, am I gonna execute on this 15-minute gap, tapping here, 1 minute, closing above this, because that's the only thing that I can frame right now. Getting in a long here after taking this 15-minute gap. I mean, that's the only thing that I can frame based on what we are doing right now. Obviously, we get a closure above here. Yes, what is yes doing? Also nothing. Or if I wanted to execute this with low risk, 295. If we get a closure, like a good closure here, I'm gonna give it a go to here. Crude oil, whatever. 10 seconds, always doing the thing. We're inside a 5-minute gap, that's the only downside. And tapping into the 5-minute breaker. Yeah, I think it's worth it to just try it out. Really low risk here on this trade. Setting the stop loss at the low because it's like really close to the breaker down part. So I think it's wiser to just move it here to the low. Yeah, aiming for 2R based on the invalidation. Not even needing us to get to the high here, even though it would be the closest strong liquidity here, buy side liquidity. We have a fair value gap right here, so that's basically unicorn setup, fair value gap. Check the 15-minute gap here, yeah. If I don't get an entry, it's whatever. Like, you're not chase price that much. No, it is because one, it's too small, and when we have the breaker low so close to the manipulation low, I think it's good to like. Also, it's because of these three reasons. The breaker is small, the stop loss is really close to the swing low, so I guess we're not going to be that picky and not placing the the stop loss on the safest spot. Usually the low is always the safest spot, but I use the breaker low because the breaker itself, it's my reason for the trade and my reason for the invalidation. So if you trade below the breaker, I usually think of that the trade is completely over. And also because we can fit, I didn't get fill. We all didn't get fill, at least for me. I'm still waiting on this. Whatever. And also because we can still fit the 2 hour trade within the entry and the buy side liquidity based off the invalidation point. And there's the fourth reason is that with the development of the unicorn indicator, uh, by following the statistics, and I've been like, I thought otherwise the whole time based on the trades that I've been taking for the past few years. Statistically, the win rate and the overall like RR after a long period of time says that it's best to just place a stop loss below the swing for the invalidation. It's gonna be sad. We've been waiting for this 15-minute gap for an hour for this tap to happen here and this trade to form. Um, and we're gonna completely miss this trade. Now this 15-minute, 5-minute breaker that we were like talking about previously, it's completely gone. And the fact that we bounced off of this 15, like this small 15-minute breaker, it keeps telling me that the market, like at least in Q, is really strong and really wants to go higher. Hmm. I mean, we still can get an entry here. I wouldn't like it too much. We've gone a long way already. My stop is always on the low. At the downside is sometimes the slot gets too big. That's the only thing. I guess this approach is that's why I think if the stop loss on the breaker is too close, like it's close enough and you can still fit your trade inside your entry with invalidation at the low between your entry and the liquidity that you're aiming for. If you can do this, do it. But sometimes we have like something like this where we have this and then the manipulation leg just goes super low, and the difference between shit, the difference between going for this, that's basically 2R, and going for this, I mean, it is just insane, you know? That's why I think it's also a discretionary decision. But statistically, overall, tells me it's better to place it on the low, long term. Wow. Did anyone like had like any other entry idea here that is actually positioned into this move? Or are we all waiting for the entry to get tapped with a limit? Oh, you enter at 5 minute IFPG. Okay. 5 minute inversion entry. I don't usually work with inversions. So I guess if you find it like good enough, like strong enough, like the market is strong enough to get the 5 minute inversion, it's it's really up to you. Yeah, just try it out, Andres. That's how I do it. I know SMT there. Fair enough. I took the 50% booster driven up of the IP. Now, I really like to see everyone trading. We are coming back to the gap. Let's see. I really like to see everyone doing its own thing, like someone getting into an inversion, someone using IPs, someone using different things. It looks like we're gonna get a 2R now. Sad thing is we didn't even tap into the 1 hour gap here that we created. So like nothing for me to use on the 5 minute. This was really my only shot for the day. Like the only thing that I wanted to see happen. One tap into one of the 15-minute gaps and then go to the 1 minute and look for something here. Oh, okay, makes sense. Yeah, because Brady also uses SMTs. I mean, at least we I've removed my orders. Yeah, I'm gonna remove it. Like we're not gonna get an entry anyway. So at least we read the market the right way. Like we didn't get induced into shorts anytime. Yes, did tap into the gap. Yes, tapped into let me see. On the hourly, on the 15, we don't actually have any fair value gaps on the yes. Whatever. As I was saying, at least we have read the market. Like we had our bias established to the right direction. Here goes the TWAR. So sad. We just needed one candle to tap into the entry. Did M&Q give entry? No, either. Yeah, no problem. No problem, Ed. It usually happens this way. And we took the buy side liquidity also. It is really sad, but again, I'm gonna take something out of here, and is that we just remain patient. We didn't FOMO into like anything here, like not even this breakout, not even this breakdown on the 1 minute. We just waited for our thing to form, and the only thing we couldn't control was the market giving us an entry. Of course, you can get in on a market order. Exactly, no FOMO is still win. We could have gotten in with a market order or whatever, but I really like doing, especially doing. Could you explain again why you're looking for only buys? Okay, we can go over. Yeah, we usually do this at the start of the stream. Obviously, I'm going to do it again. I have no problem. But we usually establish the direction that we want to follow through the session beforehand. So let me remove this limit because obviously we're not going to take this to trade. The trade is beauty. It played out to the tick without an entry though, but whatever. So the idea of us going higher, what we do here, or like this, what I do, is I look for doing a top-down analysis, so starting with the daily chart. And what I look for basically is fair value gaps and retracement, like taking highs, then going back to fair value gaps, whatever. Looking at the daily, we were really close to, like we have fair value gap right here, but we are just so far away from it. We are inside an inside bar. That means that the daily candle finds itself inside the previous high and the previous low. So this is an inside bar so far. Usually, like it's rare that we have inside bars. We usually take previous day high or previous day low. Here we have an inside bar. Usually when we have inside bars, the price action is not the best because that means the direction on the market is not like sure enough or like established, we can say it some way. So I saw that the daily candle was for now printing as bullish and we were moving towards previous day high. So the inside bar candles, they're quote unquote rare. So that means that the daily candle really needs to go to previous day high or previous day low. We usually take previous day high or previous day low during Asia session, but for some reason today we didn't. So that was something for us to use for drawing liquidity, the previous day highs or lows, and seeing that the overall market on the daily chart is bullish. We were moving to the upside, like we had a strong open to the upside on the daily chart. We were moving to the open, to the previous day high. So my my logic here was, okay, the first thing we're going to encounter if we want to feel bullish is going to be like the ultimate thing that we want to encounter is going to be previous day high. So I'm going to check if the lower time frame is also aligned with the direction that I'm establishing in my head. So then I go to the 4-hour chart. What do I see on the 4-hour chart? Here on the downside move, there's nothing. Like we don't have any fair value gaps. We don't have anything. But on this price like here to the upside, Jesus, like this price like here to the upside, what do we have? We have a 4-hour gap to the upside that we tapped yesterday. We respected and we started moving higher from it. So following the logic that I established on the daily chart and then going to a lower time frame, and that lower time frame telling me the same thing as the previous higher time frame, I still remain bullish. What are we going to encounter here in the 4-hour? First, this high probably, but ultimately we are looking for previous day high still. 1 hour, what do we see on the 1 hour? What do we see on the 1 hour? We completely inverse this fair value gap to the downside, and at this point, at the start of the session, we were closing already above this fair value gap to the downside. Nothing here to use. Like we have a couple of fair value gaps to the upside, but overall the hourly looks bullish. So aligning like all of the time frames, like the higher time frames, everything was pointing out that we wanted to go higher. Then on the 15, we saw something here. What we saw here is that we swept here the previous 50, like what's a 50-minute swing here, and also we formed the swing also on the hourly, taking previous hourly low and start moving higher prior, like really close to the session opening. Like I had more reasons to think that we wanted to go higher than reasons to think that we wanted to go lower. That's basically like you have to go and do the comparison between what the market is giving you and then stick to the to the to your bias. And then to start looking for trades, we marked out 15-minute gaps because I usually trade the 1 minute. So for me, to 1 minute trades, I usually just need a 15-minute higher time frame point of interest. That's why we had these two fair value gaps marked out here. And yeah, like that's what I was saying, like for the whole stream, all we really need was a pullback into one of these high time frame fair value gaps to then go to the 1 minute and look for a breaker. And what happened? We basically at 4 a.m., close to 4 a.m., we went for this 15-minute gap. And what we have next to tapping the 15-minute gap, what is it? A breaker. So this is the breaker. This is the liquidity sweep. And this is the high time frame POI. That for the 1 minute, it's going to be a 15-minute POI. And that's good. That's the frame of the trade. The drawn liquidity, just following the logic of highs and lows, internal to external. We tapped into internal range liquidity, fair value gaps. The external range liquidity is going to be this buy side liquidity, so the previous high. And see how we tap into the high, and now we are kind of stopping here. Does it make sense? I don't know if I made it too long. Maybe I could have just said a couple things and it would have been clear enough anyway. But I wanted to go the extra mile and go over like the whole reason of this trade playing out, of why I wanted to take this trade. Cool. Okay. Happy that you found it good enough. So yeah, checking different assets, gold and crude oil are kind of stuck. Nothing that I would take. NQ, whatever. That was the only trade that I wanted to see happening today. Um, if you were to trade New York later on, um, it depends. And then Q has taken the high. Okay, you just gave me more info. Um, yeah, like for overall, like also one of the things that we mentioned and we always mention on the daily chart, I don't usually look for for a short bias on the daily. I still think we are going to keep going with the all-time highs until we shows really like strong signs on the daily chart for a move lower. I think if we tap the high, like the previous day high, it's safe to say that we can find some sort of short signature during New Year session. But overall, my bias are still bullish. So if I'm getting into a short, it has to be something that makes really much sense, and that is like a short-term move. Like I'm not looking for a big move out of the short trade that I'm taking. But yeah, like on New York, I think you could look for a short based off previous day high, like a short-term short. Mm-mm-mm. Sad session, I must say, um, because we've read the market perfectly. We just couldn't do anything without the entry here. But you see that my process is always the same. Establish bias, look for areas, points of interest where it makes sense for us to bounce towards our bias, and then whenever the trade shows up, just take it. So I guess since this is like that was my last chance to get into a trade and we didn't get it, I think it's safe to say that we are gonna end the stream a little bit early today, like a few minutes early, just because I'm not interested on taking anything else. Um, so I don't think it's like I think it's pointless to keep watching this price action when there's nothing for me to take anymore. We could keep forming 15-minute gaps and tapping into the 15-minute gaps, going into the 1 minute and going higher, whatever. But I just think that at this point in session, it's just best to wait for New York and call it a call it here. Okay, I'm back. My internet connection went away. So yeah, as I was saying, if there's any question, anything that you guys want me to go over, if not, I think we can end the stream here. We're gonna see each other tomorrow at the same time for London session. Sad day, great bias, great reading, nothing for us to take. I mean, something that the market wouldn't give us anything. So yeah, once more, appreciate you all. Appreciate you guys on YouTube. Appreciate you guys that you're watching from Twitter. Make sure to come to YouTube if you're watching from Twitter or X, because we have like great chats here on chat. That's the only platform where I can read the chat. But yeah, appreciate every one of you. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much for the stream once more. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye.